morning, two sisters from Willoughby Hills are still in the hospital.
Police say those women were found tied up and taped, stabbed and set on fire. This happened yesterday at the Willoughby Hills Towers apartment complex. Officers say one of the women was able to free herself and call 911. She told them 3 children were taken by the suspect, who is the boyfriend of one of the women. The man called police, telling them he dropped the children off at his mother's house in Cleveland. Now, police found the children unharmed. The suspect then turned himself in to Cleveland police. We're making calls to check if any charges have been filed. Cleveland Mayor Frank Jackson's grandson is set to be sentenced today. Last week, the 22-year-old pleaded guilty to charges for shooting people with paintballs and possession of drugs. This is a different case from Jackson's great-grandson, who was arrested Friday. He and other teenagers are accused of a drive-by shooting on a Cleveland officer last Wednesday night. They're facing felony charges in juvenile court.
Ravenna police are trying something new. Officers will be placing tags on door handles of apartments and homes where they see something that they believe could attract criminal behavior. We're talking about things like open garage doors, piled up mail or newspapers, valuables in plain sight, or unsecured bikes. The door hangers are not a ticket. They're meant to help the homeowner keep their property safe. It's happened again. A child hit at a ball game. This time, a 3-year-old boy was hit by a line drive foul ball during yesterday's Indians game.
The team is now getting more calls to extend the safety netting even further. News 5's Meg Shaw is here in the studio. Meg, how is the boy doing?
Well, thankfully, that little boy is okay. He was taken to the hospital to be checked out, but we heard when he was there, he was conscious and talking. Now, he was hit in the head during yesterday's game at Progressive from Francisco Lindor, hitting a foul ball down the first base line, sending it past the safety netting and into the stands. You can see just how upset and concerned he is there after the game. He says he knew as soon as he hit the ball it was going into the stands at someone. Talking to him, you could really hear how shaken up he was. He says every team, including the Indians, needs to extend the netting to the foul poles because at the end of the day, a fan getting hurt just isn't worth it.
We got to do something about it. It sucks. Everybody feels bad, and if we can put all the nets a little bit further down, I think it'll be a lot better.
Now, other teams around the league have extended their netting. The Nationals will unveil theirs today. We did reach out to the Indians for a comment after the game yesterday. They said they could not comment on the situation, but back in May, the Tribe told us it does review netting protocols at the end of each season. T.
All right, Meg. Trent, less heat for us, but some spotty showers.
Yeah, still wet outside. And that's going to kind of replace a whole pattern of heat, humidity, and thunderstorms to more or less just a few showers today. I've still got those advisories and flood warnings for Wayne County, Richland, and Ashland counties, the northern half of each of those counties. But this is what I'm tracking right now for your morning drive. Check this out. This has been rolling through. And again, we just had a burst just roll out of Wayne County. That's just some light rain near Akron, Greene. That's not going to have a huge impact, but you are going to run those wipers a few times. This activity, though, is a little bit on the heavier side, pushing right along the lake shore. See those yellows near Lorain, a little bit of red in there also, pushing into Avon Lake, Sheffield, eventually Westlake, Bay, Rocky, Lakewood. You'll get it after that. This is kind of what it looks like. This is Vermilion looking outside, and yeah, there's some rain outside, so you're gonna have to give yourself a little bit of extra time as you head out the door, getting from point A to point B. We'll keep it in the 70s all day today. We'll also keep a few showers in the forecast, guys.
Thanks, Trent. Coming up, new technology in our cars is designed to keep us safer on the road, but are certain features causing some drivers to take more risks?
This is one of the oldest homes in the entire city of Cleveland, and now the fight to save it is on. We'll tell you how you can help.
First, there are some big surprises and plenty of headlines from Comic-Con this weekend.
In this morning's GMA First Look, after a weekend of Marvel-sized surprises at Comic-Con.
I like this one.
GMA is getting answers to all the epic news blowing up your social feed, from Mahershala Ali rebooting Blade, to Natalie Portman returning as a goddess in the next Thor movie, to this jaw-dropper from Scarlett Johansson.
I have to say congratulations to you, because you're getting a standalone film.
Thanks. Yeah, we're shooting it. I could say that now, right? Can I finally say that?
Can we say that? Oh, thank God.
Okay. I thought somebody was gonna, like, you'd see like a little red bead come on my.
No. Lots of rumor, but it's true.
Yeah, I get hit with a trank.
I have a feeling Natasha would not have that.
Yeah, I know,
She would
definitely.
have
I feel it.
And we're spilling even more secrets coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Adrienne Bankert, ABC News, San Diego.
I am totally blind. And Non-24 can make me show up too early or too late or make me feel like I'm not really there. Talk to your doctor and call 844-234-2424.
They say you're supposed to deny your cravings. You know what I do instead? I snack on Blue Diamond almonds. Wasabi and soy sauce? Don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
All the flavors you crave in a superfood. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
There's a school out there that brings learning to life. Connections Academy uses technology to foster real learning and collaboration. Personalized, flexible, future-ready, led by teachers who raise the bar. Connections Academy brings school to life.
I had a heart problem. I was told to begin my aspirin regimen. I just didn't listen until I almost lost my life. My doctors, again, ordered me to take aspirin, and I do.
Be sure to talk to your doctor before you begin an aspirin regimen.
Listen to the doctor. Take it seriously.
Welcome back. Time right now is 6:14. Today, thousands of protesters are once again expected to fill the streets of San Juan, calling for the resignation of Puerto Rico's governor.
Yesterday, the governor announced he won't run for re-election, but he's not stepping down. Texts leaked last week contained sexist and homophobic language from the governor and people in his inner circle. Today, protesters are planning a major demonstration in San Juan.
He's just so stubborn. He just doesn't get it, and there's a lot of anger.
The governor says he realizes an apology is not enough, and he is open to the democratic process that may result in impeachment. Meantime, his press secretary already resigned. Others are also leaving their post.
And protests in Hong Kong turned violent overnight. About 40,000 people filled the streets for the 7th consecutive weekend. The march against the now suspended extradition bill started peacefully, but then riot police fired tear gas as protesters started charging them. Hours later, commuters at a train station were attacked. 45 people had to go to the hospital. Protesters want the bill thrown out, not suspended.
6:15. There's been a lot of talk recently about plastic straws and the pollution they cause, but a new study shows cigarette butts are even a bigger problem. Researchers in England say every year an estimated 4.5 trillion butts are tossed out. That makes them the most littered items worldwide. Now, cigarettes themselves are biodegradable, but the filters are not. The filters take years to break down and contain chemicals dangerous to plant life.
A lightning strike at a Florida beach has left 8 people hurt. This happened yesterday afternoon on Clearwater Beach. One man took a direct hit, and he is still in critical condition. Officials say lifeguards weren't around to help because they had left their towers when the bad weather moved in. And a lightning strike. We're going to move on.
The heat, it was a hot and a dark night for thousands of New Yorkers. The power company had to shut off the electricity to 50,000 customers in Brooklyn and Queens. The heat wave overwhelmed part of the system. The company says it had to shut down parts of the grid to make repairs to prevent an even bigger outage. The power is supposed to be restored sometime later this morning. Back here at home, it's going to feel a lot more normal around Northeast Ohio. Trent McGill here with all those details.
You know, it's going to feel a little unseasonable these next couple of days. We're going to go from unseasonably hot to unseasonably comfortable or cool, dare we say. I do have some rain outside this morning. I do have quite a bit of flooding going on also. Jesse, you've been checking in with her in Wayne County near Worcester essentially all morning long, and we'll get more updates from her. But here's what we have to deal with coming our way. More rain. Let me put this in motion for you. Let me show you what we have going on. This is, again, going from pretty much straight west to straight east. And it's going relatively slowly, only about 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. So it's slow to move in, but it's also slow to move out. Sandusky, you're now finally starting to see some of this rain taper off. Tiffin, Willard, Norwalk, you're still kind of upstream of some of this heavier rain. The good news is it's staying just north of these advisory and warning boxes, which is great news. It's not going to be the case all day, though. Let's get to your forecast. Less than half of us have to deal with the rain and you are going to have some dry time, but it's just going to be waves that kind of rolls through. So maybe keep the umbrellas around. It is going to be a bit breezy, but you should still be okay with those umbrellas. Shouldn't be enough wind to fold them inside out or anything like that. We're not looking for strong storms. We're just looking for rain. 9 to noon, we'll get these morning showers kind of out of here. We're still going to be on the wet side, just cloudy, breezy, definitely on the cooler side, lower, middle 70s, about, 20 degrees cooler than it has been the past couple of days or week, essentially. We've got some more rain likely to roll through probably during the evening drive, but again, that should still be on the light side. The issue is there's just so much moisture kind of getting squeezed out with this cooler air that moves in here that you can't really track it out or plan around it. You just have to watch it, and each little wave you're gonna have to keep an eye on. We're cloudy, we're cool, got some passing showers through the day today. Middle and upper 70s, about as warm as we can get today, so it's not gonna be the warmest day by any means. Not cool or not cold by any means, but definitely cooler than it has been. Sunshine comes back. We'll get a couple breaks in that cloud deck this afternoon, not many. Tomorrow, that sunshine really shines brightly. 75 for a high. Get back into the upper 70s Wednesday despite a few showers, and then check it out. If you missed summer after these next couple of days, you're going to get it right back. Late week, Meg.
I do miss it already.
Well, already.
Taking a look at our drive times out there this morning, we are still looking good. We're still waiting on a lot of that rain to really get into our area. Taking a look, these are drive times in Akron, all in the green. Fast forwarding, drive times here in the Cleveland area, all in the green as well. So that's good. Taking a look at our maps out there, a lot of green on that roadway. Maybe people are taking today off. It's a Monday after a hot weekend. Who knows? Down in the Akron area, you're all clear as well. Now, in Wayne County, it's a little bit different story. They got a ton of rain over the weekend with some of that flash flooding. There are several roads that are closed there. We're going to be checking in with Jessie here in just a little bit. So she's going to talk a little bit more about that. But if you are in Wayne County, be aware that a lot of roads are closed, including 250, 302, and 83. So do not drive around those road closed signs. You do not know how deep that water is. Taking a look at our ODOT camera outside. This is 90 at Columbia Road. I'm just trying to see if we can get any of that rain on our ODOT cameras. Not seeing it just yet, but I'll keep an eye out through the rest of Good Morning Cleveland. Guys.
Okay, thanks, Meg. Is new safety technology in our vehicles actually making us less safe behind the wheel? A survey by State Farm found people with the most advanced tech in their cars were more likely to drive distracted. Nearly half of people with stay-in-your-lane technology say they video chat while driving. Why are we video chatting while we are driving? Oh, goodness, that is twice as much as drivers without lane assist. Well, lane assist warns you if you're drifting out of your lane. Some cars even steer you back into the correct lane. Okay, so drivers with adaptive cruise control admitted to reading and sending text messages. They also use apps, they say, at a higher rate than drivers without the feature. Adaptive cruise control maintains the distance between you and the cars around you.
One of Cleveland's oldest homes is in danger of being torn down, but one group is trying to stop it. Home of Bash shows us why they think it is worth saving in this News 5 original.
Built back in the 1850s, this home in Cleveland's Huff neighborhood has seen better days.
It's a bit of a project. I won't say that it's not a project.
It's called the Luther Moses House, named after the man who built it, a shipbuilder who has left his mark on Cleveland for centuries. A simple brick Victorian that once sat on 40 sprawling acres.
And then the whole city was built up around it. You've got banks, you've got houses on each and every side of it, and then that slowly receded. And yet this one little monument almost remains.
Now the crumbling home looks out over East 55th and Lexington, just a shell of what it once was.
It's a period in time that there's very, very little in Cleveland that remains.
It's why the Cleveland Restoration Society just created a task force trying to save this historic home. It's made up of the county land bank, city leaders, and people who live right here in this neighborhood. Their goal is a lofty one.
So we're going to try and save this house. We may not be successful, but if we don't try, we will lose the house. The community will lose the house.
And that is not something those who love this city are willing to take lightly. Reporting in Cleveland, Homa Bash, News 5.
Obviously, bringing the home back to life is going to be a long, difficult process, so they are looking for people who might want to donate their services to help with the construction.
Still ahead, feeling burnt out from the job? Well, you aren't alone. We'll tell you the most common ways people are dealing with stress at work.
And we're a week away from the Medina County Fair, but this year there's one prize you will not win at the Carnival Games. We'll talk all about it when we come back in 2 minutes. Welcome back. Let's talk about burnout. The World Health Organization recognizes it as an official medical condition.
It calls burnout a syndrome resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. This morning, we have some new survey results showing people cope mainly with Netflix, Hulu, or TV. The survey talked to more than 2,000 people between the ages of 23 and 38. 10% said they sleep or exercise, drinking, take drugs, meditating, surfing the web, and talking to friends and family were also on the list.
Live by one rule: no office romances, no way. Very messy, inappropriate.
Office romances might be a thing of the past. A new study out of Stanford shows just 10% of couples now meet at work, and that's down more than 30% 10 years ago. Researchers say it's due to the rise in online dating and more companies having stricter anti-harassment policies. Couples meeting through friends has also fallen off a bit. 10 years ago, 32% of couples were introduced through friends. It's now down to 20%. Coming up, a bad hotel stay can ruin any vacation. What you need to look for before you book that next trip.
And we got to start talking about this forecast. I'll tell you what, the music, I just love it. Anyway, we're talking about our dew points dropping, the whole humidity, super sweaty, ridiculously hot, humid air. We're getting a break from it, almost dropping into the not bad range. We'll map it all out coming up after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Cleveland on News 5.
Hey, hello. Time right now, 6:29 on your Monday morning. My friends, we are done talking about the heat. My goodness, whatever you were baking outside, it's done, okay? We turn that heat down. 70s this week. We're part of the week. Trent will have more on that. First, we want to introduce ourselves. I'm Terrence Lee.
And good morning, I'm Katie Houston. Meg is here keeping an eye on the traffic for us. And yeah, Trent, you are tracking some rain for us this morning.
I tell you what, we got rain outside this morning. Whenever you're going to have a huge shift from 90s, crazy into the 90s, heat index readings well into the triple digits to highs in the 70s for days. In between those two patterns, you're going to have some storms, and that's what we had yesterday and overnight last night. And this is the kind of aftermath of it. Flood warnings for Wayne County, flood advisories for Richland and Ashland counties. There's still some rain outside this morning, and we're still going to start talking about an impact on your morning drive, a minor impact, but still an impact, but it's something to keep a close eye on. And this is essentially all that's left. There are a couple downpours back here near Tiffin on the back side of this little wave of this, but this isn't the only wave we're going to see today. This is similar to what we're going to see throughout the day. A lot of rain-free air, maybe a couple little light showers here and there with these thicker clouds. But I've got more waves just like this upstream that'll likely be rolling in here probably during the afternoon and evening commute also. Avon, Lakewood, you've got Fields, Eaton, Belden, Pittsfield, Wakeman right now rain-free, but you're surrounded by some showers. Heavier rain just moved through Olena, north of New London, south of Clarksfield. That rain is not going to be nearly as impactful as what we had yesterday, Meg. So I do not expect what we're seeing in Wayne County and other parts of northern Ohio today.
Yeah, you know what? I'm done with the rain already, Trent. It's one day. It's one day and I'm done with it. All right, taking a look at our roadways out there. A lot of green on this map here in Cleveland, so that is good, but it's still early. Taking a look down in our Akron area, you're all clear as well. Here's the thing, our drive times, we're still all in the green, but Trent was just talking about all of that rain in Wayne County. I want to show you that really quickly because there's a lot of road closures going on there. We're going to hear from Jesse in a few minutes, but if you're down in that area, 302, 250, and 83, all some sort of road closures in that area due to the rain that you got last night and over the weekend. So do not drive around those road closed signs because it could be dangerous. Taking a look outside of our ODOT cameras, I'm really trying to find this rain, Trent, and I can't do it. This is 90 at Clegg, our ODOT camera. It's still looking clear, but I will keep an eye out for that rain, guys.
Thank you so much. Hey, and as Trent mentioned, there is a flood warning for Wayne County right now. Meg is keeping an eye on the roads, as she just told us as well.
Yeah, Jesse Schultz is in Worcester for us, checking out the conditions there. Jesse?
Well, all throughout Wayne County, there are road closed signs, and officials say it is so important to pay attention to them because of this. You never know just how deep the water is, and you can tell how deep it is based on how high it is on that parked truck. But thankfully, there is some good news here. You can see that the water is receding a bit based on this debris line, so it has gone down a little bit, but that may be short-lived because it has been raining on and off throughout the morning. And throughout other parts of Worcester, water is so high, other parked cars are stuck, flooded nearly to the roof of them. In the midst of the flooding, the water was creeping towards homes. In fact, crews rescued 8 people from their homes on North Bower Road in Worcester. And yesterday, as a precaution, nearly 400 people who lived in the Prairie Lane Park were asked to leave. Right now, no reports of anyone seriously hurt, but if you are trying to get to Worcester this morning, do not try from the south end. Officials say Timken Road, Madison Avenue going to Route 30, Old Columbus, and Beaver Street are all flooded. And if you see any other streets with road closed signs, do not try to get around them because, again, you just never know how deep that water is. And Grace Church here in Worcester is acting as a temporary shelter for anyone who may need it. The Red Cross is also there, too. I'm live in Worcester. Jesse Schultz, News 5.
Breaking news now at 6:34. Amazon is confirming a fulfillment center will be built in Akron. We told you for months about speculation Amazon was taking over the site of the old Rolling Acres Mall. Well, Amazon will also open a center south of Toledo. In all, this will create 2,500 full-time jobs, roughly 1,500 of them in Akron. I'll bring you more information on this development all day long on air and the News 5 app.
A 29-year-old woman went missing while swimming at Nickel Plate Beach in Huron. She disappeared while swimming with her husband yesterday afternoon. The search had to be called off last night because of stormy weather and water conditions. Rescuers, though, will be back out this morning to see if it is safe to resume search operations. In the Star-Beacon is reporting a Cleveland teenager has drowned in Lake Erie. They say 17-year-old Hector Lozado was pulled from the water at Conneaut Township Park late yesterday afternoon. The Ashtabula County coroner's investigator believes he got caught in an undertow and could not make it back to the breakwall. Multiple agencies tried to rescue him.
6:35. The Ohio State Fair starts this Wednesday in Columbus, and organizers want to make sure everyone can enjoy it. So, on July 31st, there will be a sensory-friendly morning. This is for anyone who may be overwhelmed by loud sounds or bright lights. The rides will operate with no music and no flashing lights. There will also be a quiet room in case anyone needs a break, a space to take that break. You can also get a special $5 parking pass to park closer to the fair.
Closer to home, the Summit County Fair kicks off tomorrow at the county fairgrounds. This year's theme is Country Nights and Carnival Lights. There will be live music, pig races, rides, and a lot of animals. Thursday is Family Day, so everyone 14 and younger gets in for free. The fair runs through Sunday. And the 174th annual Medina County Fair starts 1 week from today. This year, though, the fair voted to no longer allow rabbits to be handed out as prizes for carnival games. The Medina Gazette reports an online petition against the tradition got more than 500 signatures. The person behind it says the bunnies were not properly cared for and often ended up being left in the parks.
The USS Cod is celebrating 60 years here in Cleveland. The submarine's 5 engines and most of its steel were built right here by a workforce made up of mostly women. During its service in World War II, it sank more than 12 enemy ships. It was awarded 7 battle stars. This ship now serves as a memorial at North Coast Harbor. The Cod is open for tours between April and the end of September. You can visit any day of the week, 10 a.m. until 5 p.m.
New this morning, the Asian Lantern Festival at Cleveland Metro Park Zoo has been extended for 2 more weeks. It was supposed to wrap up Sunday, but the festival will now run through August 11th. The zoo says more than 75,000 guests have already been through. Ticket information can be found on the News 5 app. Coming up, a whole new world for a firefighter who's colorblind. We'll show you the touching moment he sees in true color for the first time.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
That might have been what a family was thinking during a fishing trip in Massachusetts. Hear their reaction when a great white steals their catch. Keep it right here. There's a lot more coming up. All right,
right, 6:39 right now on your Monday morning. Heading out the door, you want to give yourself a little bit of extra time. I've got some flood warnings we've been talking about in Wayne County near Worcester. Also advisories for Richland and Ashland counties, the northern half essentially. A ton of rain yesterday. The extra rain we get today is not going to have a huge impact as far as flooding is concerned, but it will have an impact on your morning drive. It is starting to make its way into Cuyahoga, through Cuyahoga and Medina, already through Lorain County. Sandusky, you're on the back side of this, so things are going to start to dry out, but check out this little burst of some heavier rain near Tiffin. On the back side of this, I've got some more rain and I've got some north winds, and what that's going to do is it's going to mess with the lake a little bit. Check this out. Check the waves out once they crash into. This is a Huron, so north winds bringing some more comfortable air in. Guys, it's also messing with the lake today.
All right, Trey. This week will mark 1 year until the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo. Toyota is unveiling some special robots that will assist athletes and fans. There will be a robot to bring back javelins and shot puts. There will also be ones to assist fans who need some help getting around. Toyota says the Olympics are the perfect opportunity to display this new tech. A firefighter in Georgia is seeing the world in a whole new way this morning.
Sure is, and it's all thanks to the help of his fellow firefighters. Spencer is red-green colorblind. He recently told his friend at work that he just always wanted to see the American flag in full color. So everyone at his firehouse chipped in to buy him a pair of these special glasses. Seeing in full color for the first time almost left Spencer speechless.
It's compared to nothing like I'd seen before. I didn't know what to say. I was overwhelmed. I was confused. I've never seen anything like that before. It's just like my head exploded. I still don't even know how to put it in words. It was beautiful.
Those special glasses his fellow firefighters got him usually run about $300. You can find them on Amazon. Next, this wasn't this officer's first rodeo. How a noise complaint ended in a wild ride.
And a 2-year-old just couldn't wait to go to the fair, so he drove himself. We'll tell you where police found him. A noise complaint turned into a wild ride for a police officer in Texas. Officers were called to a house party Saturday night. When they got there, they found this mechanical bull in the backyard. So as you see here, one of them decided, hey, I'll try it out. He managed to stay on for 30 seconds before he fell off, greeted with cheers and high fives, and afterward, the officers asked everyone to keep it down, and they left.
Oh, man. I can imagine. That's cool. Have you ever ridden a mechanical bull?
Sure have.
Like that? I
know it.
You have?
Oh, yeah.
How long did you stay on?
2012 champ of the, no, I'm totally
I was like, what?
I have before.
That's
yeah, it's
awesome.
not easy, especially if you have an operator who really likes to, bump you off. So it's fun.
Anyway,
Good times.
Hopefully your morning drive's a little smoother than any mechanical bulls or anything like that. Let's take a look at it. We've got some cloudy and some cooler air trying to make its way in here. Even though that little background graphic there is soaked, I've still got some dry time. A lot of dry time today in between these waves of rain. I've even got some sunshine breaking out this afternoon. Much more tomorrow. Temperatures not going to feel the sunshine much. I mean, it is going to be on the cooler side. Still warm. I mean, it's still July. It's still summer, but we're not talking about that 90-degree heat we've been dealing with. Late week, we'll get that typical summer heat coming right back. Right now, it's all rain. That's what we're talking about. Still, this flashing box right here, that's that flood warning. That's where Jesse's been all morning long. We'll get some more updates from her coming up. Just know that there's more rain upstream, and right now the heaviest stuff is still kind of holding just north of the areas that got most of the rain yesterday and overnight last night. But that right there, Scipio, near Omar, making its way toward Centertown, Willard, New Haven, just north of New Haven, Bismarck, Hunts Corner. That is some heavy rain, and that could lead to some high water, some ponding on the roads, low visibility. I mean, that is a downpour, and it is slowly, I mean very slowly moving east. So we're going to keep a close eye on it. Good news is right now, Worcester, you are rain-free, and the parking lot's actually starting to dry out a little bit. So that's good news. I still have rain upstream. Check this out. This is the wide view. There's our burst this morning. There's still some waves upstream. It'll take a while for this all to pull on in here. After that does that throughout the day today, look at that 62 in Minneapolis. That's much cooler, more comfortable air, and it'll be here likely by tomorrow morning, within 24 hours. Problem is right now we're still dealing with this rain rolling through. So we're going to keep a close eye on these showers. We'll keep it relatively wet through the day today. not a washout, but it is going to be cloudy. It is going to be cooler. We will have those passing showers to deal with through the evening drive, Meg. So morning drive wet, evening drive could be wet also.
Well, you know what? It's 6:47 and we're still looking pretty good. So I'm pretty happy about that. Taking a look at our drive times in the Cleveland area, we're still all in the green. Taking a look in Akron as well, green as well. So that's looking good here. On the maps, again, so much green. Maybe a lot of people take Monday off after a hot weekend. I don't know. Down in the Akron area, all clear as well. Now, I did say all throughout the show that I've been trying